well. I hope you can hear me. I'm trying a slightly different mic setup this evening. I don't know whether it's going to work or not. Kind of hoping it does. I know there's very few people in here at the moment, but that's fine. That's all good. In fact, I can't even tell you how many are watching because I can't even have that thing up. Let me just try and see. There. Right, so I've currently got one person watching, or so it says. Who knows? Oh, it's Derek. Evening, Derek. Good to see you, mate. Friday night, 7:45. Woohoo! And you can hear me. And Richard's here too. Excellent. Is the audio okay? I do want to try and change a few things. It's on a little wireless mic, Bluetooth setup thing. And I'm just trying to get it sort of working, hopefully. But yeah, so that's okay. So that's working. So I could do with pop-up chat really, which I haven't got, but we won't worry about that. So basically, the reason why I've come this evening, I need your help, basically, which I know I generally need your help quite a lot, but probably now even more so. So as you know, 2nd and 3rd of December, down at Oxford University's examination halls is the Sanjay Mortimer RepRap Festival. And as I'm sure you were aware, the great and the good of 3D printing from around the world are going, including me. I'm not the great or the good, I'm just tagging along. And they ummed and ahed about getting on a train, going down by train, staying in a hotel, that kind of thing. Richard will remember Birmingham well. So, yeah. Again, I can't see what you're saying about me, Richard. I might need to just try and do something with this. So I can, I do that. That works, sort of works. Okay, so I can read what you're saying now. Good. So, yeah. Thought about the train, thought about a hotel. Travel down on the Friday night in a hotel, Saturday and Sunday at the actual festival, and then travel back up on the Monday. You can remember it, just. But this year, I decided I'd do things just a little bit differently. So this year, if I can actually get myself sorted out here, just bear with me. This year, I'm going to do things differently. And I'm going to travel down to Oxford, which is, just let me check for you, it's 212 miles from where I am now. And if I was to set off now, it would take me 4 hours and 6 minutes plus a stop. I would imagine when I go on the Friday, it's going to take me probably 5 hours, but I'm driving down. And I'm driving down in that, which is my little camper vanny motorhome. So what I thought I'd do was, I have in that camper vanny motorhome thing some hang on, just let me check you can still hear me on the audio, because it might have all disappeared. That might be interesting. Tell me I've still got audio. Somebody tell me I've still got audio. Have I still got audio? Yes? I hope I have. Yeah, good. Sorry. I should have checked all this, shouldn't I, Derek? But I didn't. Typical of me. Yeah, so right. So I'm travelling down in this little mobile here. Now, in that, I've got a big leisure battery for 12 volts. So while I'm staying where I'm staying, because I'm not staying on a caravan site, I'm actually staying, surprisingly, at a pub. Basically, you park up in the pub car park. As long as you have a drink in there or a meal in there, you can stay in the car park overnight for free. So I'm doing that for the Friday night, the Saturday night, the Sunday night, and then driving back up from Oxford on the Monday lunchtime, because I think morning probably wouldn't be a good idea. So yeah, travelling down between 4 and 5 hours. Got a load of 12 volt in that thing. But I've also got an external power pack. Now, if you've seen the shot I did on it, it's an, I think they're called Afari. It's a 2000 watt, 2000 watt hour power pack. So it does 12 volt. It can charge from the motorhome as I'm driving. It also charges off the solar that's on the roof, but I can pre-charge it from the mains in an hour and 10 minutes at home. And I did a little test, and I could run a Prusa Mini, which you can probably just see on the floor there, for about 17 hours off it. So my thought was, why don't I do a print live while driving down from my house up on the northeast coast, up near Scarborough and Filey and that way, all the way down to Oxford, and actually do a print that I start as I start my journey, and hopefully finishes as I get to Oxford, as I pull into the pub car park. Probably do a couple of live streams on my journey down as well, just on my phone on the dashboard, just chatting to you guys while driving and concentrating on driving. So basically what I can do is I can either put the printer on the floor there between the seats at the back, you see that sort of area there, or actually on the table. Now that table actually does lift out, that's just a pole and a tabley bit there, but it wobbles quite a lot. It's a bit like Maker's Muse wobbly table, because it's just a single leg. It does wobble about a lot. So my thoughts was I would either take the table out and pop it on the floor there, or do it on the table. But that's my plan. But what I want really is to come up with a print. So I'm going to stick something on Twitter, X, whatever you wish to call it, of suggestions of if people can go onto Printables or wherever and find a print that roughly, if sliced on a Prusa Mini, would take somewhere between 4 and 5 hours. Now I've printed out a spool holder for the side of it, which I can't show you, but it's down there. So the spool of filament will be attached to the side of the printer rather than it being on a separate, you know, the nice sort of bearingy things that comes with it. Rather than have that and the spool falling over all the time every time I go around a roundabout or whatever, I thought, let's not do that. Let's have a proper spool holder on the side, and then away we can go. So yeah, really what I want to know from you is what I should print. I've looked at, there's a few things on Printables that were done in the memory of Sanjay Mortimer. There's quite a nice Christmas decoration that I can't remember his name, and you'll kill me, but there's a real nice Christmas decoration which, if I either scaled it down and printed like 4 or 5 of them, I could probably get to 4 or 5 hours. And it's got Pooch's outline of Sanjay in the middle of it, and then it's sort of done like a snowflake, but the fronds of the snowflake are actually E3D V6 hot ends. So it's really clever, and I did think maybe that, but I want you guys to have a little troll about, see what you can find us some suggestions. We'll then have to do a discussion on what filament I use, because it's depending on what I've got and how much roughly I'm going to need to do it. But that's kind of my plan. So like I say, on the Friday, which will be the 1st of December, I'll do a little live stream as I'm setting off and setting the printer going, and then depending on how good my connection is and other things, I might then stream all the way down, because I don't need my phone for directions, because I've got a head unit in the motorhome which connects to, I can show you actually, just bear with me a second and I will show you. Oh, that's really cocked it. So I'll just transition back to there for a second while I look and see what I want to show you, which you can't actually see, but that's by the by. That's really out of focus now. Why has that gone really out of focus? Just bear with. Technical issues, as always with me. Right. No, you can't actually see it, but I'll show you anyway. So on the roof here, normally there's a TV aerial, which you go into the wardrobe cupboard and you slide the aerial up and you tighten it up, and then you can sort of turn it around to get a TV signal. Well, I don't use that anymore. Everything is streaming to the telly in the back. So what I actually have done, I've put a 4G router in that cupboard with a SIM card in it, and I've put a directional 4G antenna on the end of the pole instead of the aerial. So as I'm driving, it's stuck up above the roof of the vehicle, and also when I get to wherever I park up, be it be a caravan park or a pub car park, I have the ability to sit that maybe 4 or 5 foot up in the air, turn it around till I get the best signal on the router, and then I have 4G fairly high speed internet wherever I go. So driving down, I can use that for navigation on the motorhome, and use my phone and its 4G or 5G data connection for streaming on my way down. So if I can get the angle of the camera right, I can be talking to you, and you can probably, a bit like this bit at the bottom here, you can probably see the printer printing away in the bottom corner while I'm talking to the screen. And I just thought that might be quite an interesting thing to do. I'm also hoping, while I'm down there, to actually do a bit, maybe a bit of, oh, that's not what I wanted. I've done that again, haven't I? It's all going terribly. That's better. Also good to, if I'm allowed, maybe do a little bit of a live stream while I'm down there, just on my phone. Nothing clever. Hopefully there's some, well, I don't mind who's there. Everybody that's there. I mean, James is going to be there, which is going to be great. But yeah, I'd just like to, I've got to do this now. Hang on. That one. You can tell it's been a long time since I've done this, can't you? I'll do that transition first. There we go. So yeah, I know James is going down. I have heard a rumour that Wexter is coming over, which would be fantastic. You know, I'm a big fan of Wexter. You know, he does amazing things like that. Which you haven't got, you need to get, because that's ultimately cool. Yeah, so I believe Wexter's coming, you know. Chris Riley said he was about 90% certain he was going to come, and I'm sure, you know, there'll be others there, and it would just, I mean, I'm looking forward to meeting them, as of course you can imagine I would be, but also, you know, it might just be quite nice to have a chat with a few of them. And I don't know what I've gone on that there for now. Oh, I've gone to see who I'm talking to. There we go. I'll have a look at prices. It's not that far away from me. Prices, Richard, are ridiculously cheap. If I can manage to use what little brain cell I have left and close one of these, close that one down, go to that, and then we'll swap us back over. So yeah, that's the page. You just go to sanjaymortimerfoundation.org, and then /SMRRF23, and you just click on get your tickets today. I can't remember how much it cost, to be honest. It wasn't a lot. Day's tickets from £6.13, so it's certainly not expensive. And yeah, it'd be nice to see you again, Richard. You know, seeing as, you know, last time we saw each other, we ended up very bleary-eyed in a hotel bar. that's a story for a different day. But yeah, so as you can see, Adrian Bauer's going to be there himself. It'd be absolutely excellent to meet Adrian. We do talk. I mean, he talks to everybody, but you know, I have had chats with him in the past. And his daughter. His daughter's very, very nice, very friendly. But yeah, it'd be great to go down there and meet the whole E3D crew. The A team, of course. Again, Richard, that's something that you'll remember rather than the B team that we ended up getting at Birmingham. But yeah, it's just been nice to meet everybody, and it's going to be a good couple of days. But like I say, I'm going to travel down on the Friday, and then I'm going to be. So I'll be in the pub on the Friday night, having a nice meal, because if I have a nice meal in a pub and a couple of beers, I don't have to pay to stay in the car park overnight. And then on the Saturday, I'll either there is a bus in, I believe, or I might walk in, because I believe there's a footpath that will take me there. Spend Saturday there, hopefully meet up with a few like-minded people and maybe have a beer or two on the Saturday evening. Maybe see Joel and get a high five. Who knows? And then back to my pub to sleep over, and then back there Sunday, stay there Sunday, maybe have a walk round and see what Oxford has to offer on the Sunday, and then travel back up on the Monday. So that's kind of my plan. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it would be. Sorry, I'm now clicking buttons again to try and get the chat back up because I'm terrible at this. Richard, you need to stop laughing. So yeah, that's the plan. And I'd like from you guys, if you could do just a little bit of research, spend a little bit of your free time when you're not doing what you're doing, just helping me to decide on a print to do on the way down. Realistically, I would like it to be something that I don't have to change color on halfway down, you know, pull into a set of motorway services to pull the black out to stick blue in. I'd like it to be a single color print. I'd like it to be maybe something to do with Sanjay or E3D, but just something that we can do on the move. And I think it'd be just quite a cool thing to do, to actually have the print running during my journey. And then when we get there, you know, maybe if it's 4 or 5 little things, I could sort of stick them on a table at the festival and just leave them there and hope somebody steals them, and then a bit of fame. But anyway, yeah, that's my plan. So like I say, I just need your help. And if any of you are thinking of going, like I say, I know James has now got tickets, Rushmere 3D. He's looking into, now he's bought the tickets, he's now looking into somewhere to stay and to get there. If any of you guys can get the time off to come down, it would be great to see you. It'd be great to meet you, Derek, because of course I've not met you yet. Richard, you know, I suppose we could meet again and maybe have a little liquid libation between us. But you better start saving now, like. But yeah, that's basically where I am, what I want to do. So if you guys can help me out and just give me some ideas, that would be fantastic. And that's all I've got to say for tonight. Might stream a little bit again later on this weekend. Don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Like I say, it was just a quick one to get that out there and to see what people's thoughts were, and to make sure that my audio was working with this new wireless mic thing. Hopefully it works okay. I will do a quick test with you while I've got you here. You two guys, you can tell me which is best just before I sign off. So it's got a lavalier microphony thing, but it's also got a mic on here. So what I can do is, in theory, sorry, that's going to make all your ears pop, isn't it? I can plug that into there instead, and then pull ears, everyone. If you've got headphones on, turn them off now, quickly, right? Right, so now that's not using the lavalier plugged in. That's using the mic directly on the receiver or the transmitter. It's the transmitter. So I don't know which is the better quality audio. Maybe you can tell me from that. that would be very helpful. But yeah, it's not a Rode microphone system. It's a cheap copy of a Rode microphone system. I say cheap. It wasn't that cheap. But I was sick to death of boom ones. So first one is clearer. Yeah, well, you see the review said that. So what you're telling me is, sorry, I'm going to make your ears pop again, aren't I? What you're telling me is when I put that back in, that's a clearer sound. So that's fine, because that then can clip on my belt or whatever. Just bang that down there like that, and then I'm not sort of relying on it as much. So yeah, cool. Thanks for that, Richard. Much appreciated. So yeah, I'm going to leave you all in peace. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. You know how to get hold of me. You get hold of me on Twitter, X Twittery, or Facebook, or whatever you want, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Like I say, I'm going to put a tweet out on Twitter in the next sort of 20 minutes or so, and ask for suggestions from everybody. And I will speak to you all soon. Have a good evening, and take care of each other. I'll see you shortly.